Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Chrysalis 9-light mixed crystal pendant. This is a beautiful, beautiful fixture. This is the 131142. Let's talk about some details on the glass on this. It's going to be using two different sizes of this glass. So it's going to be using this size, which is the larger piece, and it's going to be using the smaller piece as well. And there's also singular versions of this. There's matching sconces. There's all kinds of cool pieces to check out in the line. Let's talk about the glass right off the bat. So Hubbardton Forge, they get their glass from the best glass blowers all over the world. This is a beautiful hand-blown piece of crystal. And then what they do is they're going to be offering you a couple different versions of this. This matte part above it is really hiding the socket. So that's how that tricky, cool little trick of how they do that. So that pull-down menu says choose your glass. They're going to offer it in this matte white. That's going to be one option. It's also going to be offered in matte black. And what they do is they come in after they've blown this whole thing and they dip it in molten glass, let it cool, and then they come back in and they grind away each of these facets just like a diamond, and they polish them. So this is really spectacular stuff. If you ever get a chance to come see this, take advantage of it. It's also very substantial. You know, it is not light. So there you go. It's coming in at 45.8 pounds, so I'm not kidding about that. You'll tell that to your installer about the weight on this. No weight restriction, but it's a good size pendant. Okay, let's get into a little bit more detail about that. So let's talk about the size of the fixture body, and that's 11.6 inches. The diameter on this is coming in at 20.5. Overall height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling, is going to give you a range, and there's a pull-down menu that says choose your length. Remember, bottom of fixture, ceiling. So it's going to give you 15 to 80. That's going to be the shorter one. Longer one is going to be 15 to 130. If you need yours to be longer than 130 inches, drop a quick email. Say you're looking at the 131142 and tell me what you need. Tell me you need 190 inches or 240 inches overall height. I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department, which will come back with an answer of how we can help you. It adds a little time and money, but we do customs every day. It's not a big deal, and it's free to ask, so don't forget about that. Let's talk about that canopy up on the ceiling. That's going to be, everything is kind of hanging from. It's coming in at 20.5 inches in diameter. It is about that thick. It's going to be holding a transformer. It's going to transform your line voltage down to low voltage so it safely goes through all those cables down below. I want to show you more information about that, and how we do it is we're going to look at the installations instructions. If you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down. You're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how to put it together, which is very simple. But the good thing is it's going to show you some detailed line drawings of the inside of that canopy, how it goes over your junction box, just like this, a 4-inch J box, and how it's also going to attach to your building. So take advantage of those drawings because they're there to help you. Okay, moving on from there, a couple other things about the canopy where it talks about up on those pull-down menus of choose your finish. One of the things that finish is going to be on is going to be the face plate on the bottom of the canopy, flat part facing down. So that's going to be in that chosen finish. The sides of the canopy, that's the part called the can that's going to be touching the ceiling. That's going to be in black, so it's something you guys should be aware of. And on the bottom of that faceplate, there are these things called grippers, and what they do is those cables kind of go up into these grippers, and they do exactly what they say, they grip. But if you want to kind of pull them down during your installation, because you're going to be getting these things all, you know, staggered the way you want them to be, you can take your thumbnail, push into those grippers, and they'll unlock, and you can kind of slowly bring those cables down. It isn't something you do all the time, and don't forget, at some point you're going to be cutting those cables when you get them to be where they are. So you want to get this all set up before you kind of do that final task. Okay, so, and those are always in kind of a polished nickel, so it's a little detail there. Okay, slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. If you want to put it on a slope, no problem at all. You can give me a call and I'll walk you through that if you want me to. It's going to be using G4 sockets, and it's going to be using LEDs only in this. You're not going to be using any halogen. So G4 sockets are small. They have two little holes in them. They accept like the points that come out and the prongs that come out of G4 bulbs, which are very easy to get. A 4-watt G4 bulb is a recommended bulb for this in each of these 9 sockets. A 4-watt LED is the equivalent of a 40-watt halogen, so that's quite a bit of light. And you've got 9 of these lights on here, don't forget. So that's a lot. You don't even need to go that high. You could even kind of scale that back down if you wanted to, because those bulbs come in, I think, 1 watt, 1.5 watt, 2 watt, 3 watt, and probably 4 watt. But I would probably go for the full 4 watts, and then we're going to talk about dimmer in a sec. So the way we find our bulbs, it's very easy. We find them online, quite honestly, because we're in the middle of Vermont and we have hardware stores, but they don't really stock a lot of specialty bulbs. I tend to go on Amazon for this because it's just that simple. I put in G4 4-watt LED, pops up a big list of things for me to look at, and I talk about the color temperature of light in all of these LED videos that we talk about. Anything with an LED going on. 2700 Kelvin is going to be offered to you, and that's going to be the light of a setting sun, like a kind of an orange light. But way on the other side of that is going to be called daylight. Sounds like a warm light. It should be a warm light, but it's not. That's going to be a bluish white kind of light, like an overcast day or hospital waiting room. So that's a 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 on that Kelvin scale. In the middle of all that is going to be called warm white, and warm white is what we use in our showroom because it has the same nice mellow glow of an incandescent bulb I grew up with. These bulbs above me are warm white 3,000 Kelvin LEDs, so that's what we like to use here. It's really up to you what you guys would use on your side, but I recommend this. So I would be looking for a G4 4-watt 3,000 Kelvin dimmable. Make sure it says dimmable on there when you're looking LED. Make sure you talk to your installer about the fact you can be using dimmable LEDs because they're going to need to know that when they buy the correct dimmer for your wall. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.